Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Old Man Hitch and this is a quick review of Firewatch. I know I'm about 9 months late here, but I've been playing a lot of these types of games recently, and while I was finishing up Virginia on my stream, Firewatch came up and people seemed to be pretty excited for me to try it, so I gave it a shot, and I ended up having such a great time with it that I felt like it really deserved a video. Firewatch, for anyone who doesn't know, is in the genre of interactive movies or playable narratives, or if you want to be cynical, they're walking simulators, whatever you want to call it. However, not all games in this genre are created equal. As you might know, some of them have a lot more actual gameplay than others, and although these games can be quite popular with certain people, they're also heavily criticized for their lack of actual gameplay elements. So where does Firewatch fall in that spectrum? I'll get into that in just a second, but first I'd like to talk about the development team a little bit. Firewatch was the first game from Campo Santo, a California-based indie developer. It's published jointly by Panic Inc. and Campo Santo, and you can purchase it from Steam for $19.99. It was originally released on February 9th, 2016, and you can also purchase a soundtrack for $5.99 if you're really digging the music, which is actually pretty amazing. In Firewatch, you play as Henry, who I would describe simply as an everyman type. I found him easily relatable. I think he's imperfect. He knows right from wrong, but life and some poor choices leave him in a situation where he feels the need to abandon his life. He takes a job monitoring the wilderness in Wyoming for fires. His only contact with the outside world is his supervisor, Delilah, and he can only talk to her using a handheld radio. The dialogue between Delilah and Henry is superb, and I would rank it as some of the best dialogue in video games in a long time.
I found a bra.
A nudie pyromaniac. Remain professional.
There are, panties?
There are what?
I don't want to say that word again.
Why, 'cause you're 12?
Each dialogue opportunity has several different choices, which will affect future conversations. As you might expect, you uncover a mystery that becomes the plot. And to avoid spoilers, we'll move on to gameplay, but I will say that I found it very engaging as it built deeper and deeper, and I couldn't wait to find out what was going on. As far as playable narratives go, Firewatch really stretches the boundaries that were previously set. It doesn't always force you down the same path and allows you to explore the map, which is quite large, without being annoyingly big. To test this, I went completely in the opposite direction of an objective to visit a point I had missed earlier, and the game let me do it with no problems. However, there are times where you might want to do that and the game won't allow you, so it's not open world, but it's definitely not on rails either. Also, I loved having to use a compass and a map to navigate. It's actually quite easy to get lost and head in the wrong direction if you're not paying attention, and the fact that the game allows for that makes it unique. The art style is beautiful, smooth, and quite colorful. But a small criticism about the color scheme could be that I felt like there were too many yellows, oranges, and purples, which is something I feel like we've been seeing a lot of lately with games like No Man's Sky and Virginia, just to name a couple. The music is wonderful and it weaves nicely in with the story and helps highlight the beauty of the environment. Overall, Firewatch might be my favorite game of 2016. I know it sounds crazy. Maybe. It's definitely in the running. However, start to finish, it only took me about 3.5 hours, so that might factor into your decision. But I will be playing it again because after doing some research, I know that I missed a few things. Plus, I'd like to make different dialogue choices to listen to the new conversations, so there actually is some replayability here. Now I'll jump in and show you some of the game settings, and we'll wrap up the video. Alright everybody, so here we are at the title screen. You can load a game. You have 4 different slots that you can choose from, so you can have different playthroughs going at the same time, which is really nice with these kind of games. Usually when you start a new game, it erases all your progress and you have to start all the way over or something. I don't know. That seems to be a feature in these kind of games, but not in Firewatch. So you can continue straight from where you last saved or start a new game. In the settings, you have a division of volume sliders. Very nice, love it. Mute, display subtitles, a few different languages, Russian, French, German, Spanish, and simplified Chinese. And then you can choose a couple different gameplay options to make the game harder. You can turn autosave off. I didn't notice I had Bob. So I guess if some people that makes you sick, because it is first person, a head bob might be sickening. I know some people have motion sickness, so you can turn that off. You can choose to show your location on the map or not. And you can also have your goal alerts on or off, or hide the interface for a more cinematic feel. Under graphics, everything you've seen so far was recorded under high. But I will show you ultra right now, actually. So here is the game running on ultra graphics. There we go. We are 60 frames per second, and we're gonna run around. Lots of particles going on, lots of stuff. Very smooth, no hitching. Really, although I did have some hitching during regular game play on high settings. But this is ultra. As you can see, everything looks pretty well. I'm running. So this is walking speed. This is running. Everything is very smooth and looks very nice. In the middle of this forest fire. So there's ultra settings for you on my 980 Ti. Okay, so now that we're back, everything was on high, but you just saw ultra. As you can see, everything was 60 frames per second, even on ultra, very smooth. And I want to say that I did have some hitching issues even on high. Just very, very rarely. I would say maybe once every 5 minutes the game would just catch, just ever so slightly. Just it was noticeable, but not bad. And I did crash to desktop at least once. Many different resolutions, as you can see, full screen or VSync on or off. And your controls are completely rebindable, and you have a few different options for how you can play. This is also a console game, so expect controller support. And let's see, that's about it, guys. Oh yeah, one more thing. Special features. You can choose to play the game with the development team having a commentary. I haven't tried it yet, but I probably will. And then you can also upload your camera shots. So you get a disposable camera pretty early on in the game, and so you can upload those if you choose. So, this was Firewatch. I hope I helped you make a decision on whether or not it was right for you. Please like or subscribe if you're new and you want more content from me. I'm very excited. I thank you for your support. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, trying to ramp up and get ready for that big Steam sale that's on the horizon. It's just right around the corner, just a couple more weeks. And so, anyways, have a great day, guys. Thanks.